Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the brand new version 3.7 Memory of Curse has of course released, so of course we have to go ahead and give it a try. Now when it comes to the teams that we are going to be using, it's going to be a Castorice team on the first half and then a Phainon team on the second half. Now this is kind of basically, we're kind of out of Amphoreus when it comes to Memory of Chaos now. I mean, as you can see, this Memory Turbulence doesn't really benefit any of our units here, which is the first time in basically forever since a buff has not benefited an Amphoreus unit, and then also, you know, we have two version 2 bosses. So yeah, it feels kind of like a flashback to the past, a super break buff, which is interesting. That's probably going to hint towards at least one feature unit. But yeah, Castorice, Cyrene, Evernight, Hyacine, alongside Phainon, Cerydra, Sunday, as well as Heng's brand new form. All characters here are E0S0, but full character builds will be at the end. With that being said, let's just hop right into it. But real quick, if you want to pull any characters in Star Rail, then I have the perfect thing for you, and that's a sponsor, Lootball.gg. You can use Lootball to top up on your favorite games like Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact and save up to 25%, along with great value offers like the all-in-one bundle, guaranteed limited and rerun character bundles, and the limited 6,480 Oniric shards pack that lasts for the first week of the brand new version. If I were to buy the 3,280 Oniric shards and get double with the top up bonus, all I have to do is enter in my UID, region, and go to top up now, and they typically arrive in less than a minute. Creators like DuckTV and Jello Impact are also collaborating with Lootball, so they are trustworthy, and they also have thousands of positive reviews on Trustpilot. Also, new users can get 10% off, and returning users can get up to 8% off in the first week of the new version. So be sure to check out Lootball with the link in the description. Back to the video. Alright then, and here we are on the first half with our premium Castorice team, one of my favorite teams in the game right now. It is definitely going to be interesting to see how this team performs. I don't think this is the ideal situation for this team because on the first half there's no quantum weakness, and on the second half there's no ice weakness, so you know, we're not really getting the best out of our Evernight nor our Castorice. And also the second half is single target, which definitely isn't this team's strength. Maybe someone like Archer would maybe be a bit stronger here. Who else? I'm guessing, I don't know. Actually, I don't know who this side would be for. There's, I guess lightning weakness. I guess maybe a Galia would be the best here. Obviously, Akron would be great in these if she was actually a unit and not 6 foot under. Well, at least at E0S0. If you have like an E2S1 Akron, then I'm sure you're chilling. But E0S0 Akron would be struggling quite a bit here. I think I'd maybe take 15 cycles if I tried using her. But yeah, well, what I will say is I did try this originally with Tribi, and we did manage to clear in 5 cycles with our Tribi team. Just about 5 cycles. It was nearly 4 cycles. So let's see if the Cyrene team does better. The Sam side is single target, so I think Cyrene should help out more than Tribi. Although at the same time, I guess there's this weird memory turbulence where obviously the more damage you deal of a certain element, the more it helps you out. Actually, that would be really helpful. Actually, I'm thinking maybe instead of Evernight, Tribi would be the play here. Now that I think about it, it would also help us clear this first half a bit quicker. Now, of course, Evernight's doing quite a lot of damage in this first half, but Castorice is kind of the main focus here in this team. So, yeah, actually, I think maybe Tribi would have been better than Evernight here, but we'll have to wait and see later on. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, let's just go ahead and double ult now that we have our Cyrene ultimate up here. I'm not gonna lie, I did slightly mess up there, but it's fine. We'll see if we get the 0 cycle here. We probably will. Also, it was nice that we managed to get the good thing here is that even if you have Neverwing up, when you use Cyrene Ultimate, you'll still have 100% of your new bud. So that actually works out perfectly for us here. So we can go ahead and use our Neverwing. We also still have all of the buffs our Cyrene gives, so we should hit for a big number here. Into AoE, we hit for 971,000 with no memory turbulence buffs as well as no quantum weakness. We'll definitely go ahead and take that for 5 targets. And then we also have quite a lot of new bud building up for our Castorice as well. We're gonna just go ahead and ult on our Hyacine and then use our skill as well. Will allow us to just generate a lot of new bud here. And then I think we're gonna have to go ahead and use a Evernight ult in order to clear this wave, because we definitely want the 0 cycle here so that we can save ourselves a cycle. If necessary, I guess we could ult on Castorice before we get 200%. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to need to alter on Castorice, which is unfortunate. Although, luckily, that guy does attack us, so we now have 200%, so we can unleash a max Neverwing here into 2 targets. 2 targets with no Quantum Weak, 200% is, let's see how much. Okay, 1.1 million. This is why Cyrene is absolutely insane for Castorice when there's like 2 targets or fewer. She just buffs the damage by a lot, which is definitely very nice for Castorice. Go ahead and use all of our skills here. Now, like I said, Sam is definitely where we're going to struggle a bit more. Like I said, single target isn't this team's specialty. Cyrene definitely does improve it, although it doesn't make this team good in single target. It makes it pretty decent. It's all going to kind of come down here to Evernight. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure whether Evernight or Triby would be the play here. Just go ahead and attack normally. Of course, he locks his weakness bar here, which is unfortunate. But yeah, like I said, I'm not 100% sure what the game was planning for us teams-wise. Of course, the Memory Turbines boss is, first of all, more weakness and then break focused. So I'd say that's probably quite a good tip into Constance. Actually, has the live stream come out for Constance yet? I think it has, hasn't it? Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm not watching. I haven't watched the live stream. I didn't watch the last 2 Genshin or Star Rail live streams, which is kind of bad for me. Although I did see that the next planet is delayed. Obviously there's rumors that that's because of political reasons, which I won't be going into, but that definitely does suck here. Also, now that I'm saying, the Memory Turbines actually does a lot of damage, so yeah, I think it's actually a mistake that we didn't bring Triby here and that we brought Evernight instead. But yeah, planet seemingly delayed. Unfortunate. Definitely. I'm hoping they don't scrap the entire planet and that's just delayed until stuff cools down IRL. But yeah, that would really suck if we get a rushed planet. I don't want it ending up like the visuals in the Fate collab. You know, the Fate collab was decently enjoyable, but like, I just wish they put more effort into it. They had so long to cook it up, and then obviously we got the infamous Britain scene. Like, it was enjoyable, but I feel like they could have done so much more there. I thought they were going to give us a whole separate Fate planet, which, you know, I guess you guys could say, you know, kind of doesn't make sense with Amphoreus going on, which I agree it doesn't. But, you know, maybe if they saved it for, like, version 3.8, it would have gone absolutely crazy. Although then, I guess it would have come out in Q4 of 2025 instead of, I believe, Q3 it was supposed to come out in. Although I don't think I would have minded being delayed to give us a higher quality event. Anyway, less yap about that. We've done some decent damage here to Sam. We're only in the first 2 cycles in, and we've done basically around half of his health here. Although, like I said, because the Memory Turbulence just does so much damage, I'm starting to think Triby would have been the better option to Evernight here. Of course, maybe without Evernight, we don't 0 cycle the first half. Although maybe, I think we're looking at a 4 cycle clear here, but maybe with Triby we could have made it possibly 3 cycles instead of Evernight. I definitely feel like Cyrene was the right play to go for here. I don't remember, does Cyrene scale with the more remembrance characters you have? I'm pretty sure that's only Evernight who does that, so yeah. We definitely would have to see how that goes. It also would have been interesting if I saved Cyrene to go for 0 cycle in the first half. Maybe that would have also been a play as well, I'm not entirely sure. Although, then again, if it does too much damage to us, I don't know, it's not worth thinking about too much, I don't think. Although, definitely for the time being, we're just gonna have to go ahead and go with this. Just go ahead and use all of our abilities. Also, seemingly a Blade SP coming out, which is actually very interesting, as you guys know, in case it isn't obvious enough, or in case you're brand new here. Blade is my favorite character. I am a Blade main, even though I'm not using him. To be fair, I definitely do use him when I'm able to. I did try him out against Lygus. I actually cleared in, I believe it was 5 cycles against Lygus, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty damn impressive. If I had his E1, it definitely could have been quicker. Blade's E1 is absolutely insane nowadays. I'm actually just very upset I don't have it. It would be so cool if I could. Also, we did mess up there a bit with our new but that we should be fine either way. Still in the 27th cycle, 20% max HP left. Let's see how much does our Evernight do here. The answer is 2%. Ooh. Yeah, I'm starting to think Triby would have been the play here. Oh, that's rough. Although we're still looking at 4 cycles here, I think. So we're definitely doing quicker than the team without Cyrene. But not having Triby here so that we can deal more quantum hits is hurting us here. Yeah, definitely unlucky. Although hindsight is annoying, I guess. And yeah, just go ahead, use all of our abilities here. One more time, Sam is basically dead, so we will be moving on to the Phainon team soon. Like I said, I'm decently happy with this kill. Like I said, the Memory of Chaos buff doesn't help us whatsoever. Also, there's a bit of HP inflation going on right now. I think we've hit the trend again, where in the 0.7 version, the HP inflates so that only the version, so that the X.0 units will be strong in it, which I hope doesn't happen, because I actually think Amphoreus has been pretty good when it comes to HP inflation, possibly because of power creep, but I feel like HP inflation has been more manageable. I hope they don't go ahead and ruin that. If we get a more HP inflation debacle plus planet getting delayed, I feel like I'm gonna feel so burnt out. But yeah, there we go. We go ahead and clear in 4 cycles, which is nice, which leaves us with the Phainon half. Now then, let's go ahead and run up to Hule, this familiar face. I definitely didn't expect to see him so soon in Memory of Chaos, but oh well, this guy is just absolutely inevitable. Physical weakness here, I think, is the main point. I guess with the weakness break buff, Butyl would be insane here, although this AoE kind of sucks for Butyl here. Although at the same time, AoE really sucks for Phainon as well. Phainon in AoE, I'm not gonna lie, it just feels really bad to play. I definitely will take Castorice in single target over Phainon in AoE any day of the week. I feel like if this guy's in single target, his Meteor Strike just absolutely shreds enemies. But as soon as there's like more than 2 enemies on the field, this guy likes to fall off a bit, which is a bit of a shame. Just go ahead and use the skill here. Alt on our alt on Phainon as well. Go ahead and use our skill as well. And then, okay, now we do have all of our stacks here, so let's just go ahead and pop our ult instantly on our Phainon. We get to do a lovely little double Meteor Strike here. You'll love to see it. Now, first of all, let's go ahead and see the damage. The answer is 732k. Okay, we'll take it, and then it gets doubled to another 755k, so that's 1.4 million in a rotation. Although, let's see, did that kill anyone on the field? It killed 1 person. Okay, to be fair, 2 of them are nearly dead. The problem is it just didn't do damage to the 2 main targets, which is the unfortunate part about the fact that his skill is just a bounce attack. Yeah, unlucky rubber ducky, I suppose. Went ahead and used our W here just because there's more than 2 targets on the field. If there's more than 2 targets on the field, I just always go ahead and use the W. If there's 2 or less, then I normally use the Q because I find it's a little bit more damage. I feel like they could have been more generous with Phainon's W damage. I feel like it's kind of pointless for the most part. Anyway, let's go ahead and use our E here. Actually, no, wait. In our last turn, we'll get a clone on our skill, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and basic attack twice here, so that we can go ahead and use that final Meteor Strike to get a double strike. That's worth more in my opinion. Never mind, this guy summoned in some minions, so we could have just used our W and gotten the double Meteor Strike anyway. Okay, that is really annoying because that would have been, when there was only 2 targets and they were both weakness broken, that would have been literally the perfect opportunity to use it. Wow, that's annoying. Okay, lovely. Great. Okay, well, we're gonna have to go ahead and E here. 785k once again, so this will total to about 1.5 million damage. We love to see it. And they're still not dead. Yay, we love Phainon in multiple target situations. I don't know. I really don't think that Dot would have definitely cleared the first half quicker, but I don't think it would have killed Hule quicker. I don't think Dot would have done enough to Hule because he just takes way too many actions. Let's see, what else would be good here, I guess. I don't know. What else would be good in this moment? Because I feel like the weaknesses are just a bit weird in this MOC, if I'm being honest. Now, of course, you could just run Tribi and Brute Force with most of the DPS characters. Brute Forcing with Castorice probably would go fine here, I feel like. I mean, I'm not entirely certain, but I feel like it would. I feel like Hule goes too quick for Firefly. I feel like Firefly wouldn't be able to damage whilst his weakness bar is broken, although that's only if you rely on his weakness bar being broken, I suppose. Anyway, we're out of our ultimate here, and this is where stuff sometimes falls apart for me. I think I'm going to go ahead and basic attack here on Cerydra, and then skill on Phainon, and then go ahead and ult. And this should become 7 out of 6 stacks so that we can use a double Meteor Strike. Never mind. Okay, well, we have all of our buffs, so we do have 100 to 350 crit ratio, which is obviously nice for us, although we won't be able to get a double meteor strike here, which is unfortunate, I suppose. Maybe if I had skilled on Cerydra, we would have gotten it. I'm not entirely sure sometimes how this stuff works, because I swear sometimes when I use my ultimate I get a Cerydra stack, and sometimes I don't, or sometimes when I do I just don't get one. Do I just not understand Cerydra's kit properly? Is this why I don't enjoy playing Cerydra most of the time? I am not entirely certain. Maybe that's it, who knows. Anyway, go ahead and skill here again, 510k. We'll take it, I guess. Would definitely be dealing with a bit more damage here if Hule was in single target a bit more, but it's fine. Go ahead and basic. This should take out the Borton next to him. Okay, well, unfortunately, the true damage targeted a lot into the other guy instead of Hule, which is unfortunate. It's fine. As long as we're still in single target here, our skill will deal insane damage to him. At least it should. I'd be concerned if it didn't. So let's just go ahead and skill here, and I think that was 13% of his health. Expected a bit more. Maybe it's because, I don't know, is this just how Phainon would destroy a lot of stuff normally? Is that normally just because of the memory turbulences? I'm not sure. Anyway, go ahead and use our stuff a bit more here. Go ahead and skill on our Sunday as well. Go ahead and basic attack here as well on Phainon. Okay, double basic attack here. Unfortunately, that's how our Cerydra stacks lined up. If we got in that 7th stack when we ulted, things would probably be looking a bit better here. Although we should still clear. We'll have 2 cycles to clear with our Phainon. We should be able to do 100% of Hule's health bar in 2 whole cycles. I'd be surprised if we didn't. Anyway, okay, this guy's gonna harass us a little bit more, that's fine. I think we only get 1 more Phainon ultimate, so I think it's fine if we sit on this Phainon ultimate a little bit and cook up some Cerydra stacks whilst we're at it. Go ahead and skill our Phainon, go ahead and use his skill here. Although I think we're probably just gonna have to rip the Phainon ultimate now, I feel like. Yeah, we are. So at least we didn't waste our Meteor Strike on him having 1% HP. The unfortunate thing is we won't be able to get more than 1 double Meteor Strike in, which is unlucky. Wait, only 520k. It feels like we're missing some buffs, although we really shouldn't be, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. This will be a double Meteor Strike, and we are in single target, so this is perfect situation. 75% HP to 58%, and then 58% to 42%, so we did like 33% of his HP while there. Damn it, I was expecting a bit more, but we should be fine as long as we don't run out of our ultimate here. We're just gonna go ahead and W here, just because we have 3 people on field once again. Hope this W takes out his summons, and then we can launch an E into him single target. Would be even better if we can get the memory turbulence fully into Hule as well. There we go, weakness broken. Go ahead and E 36% into... Okay, only 15% of his HP bar there. Okay, interesting. 12% left. Although we can only launch 2 Qs here, which is unfortunate. We don't get any double strikes here, so 6% HP. Hule goes again, 5% HP. Okay, ult, please do 5%. No. Oh, wait, we have no... Wait, I thought we'd have more turns. I thought we'd have no more turns. No. Oh my god, wait, please. Dunhung, please. I know your ultimate sometimes doesn't do damage. Okay, 12k. Can the dragon summon please do a lot of damage? No, 46,000. Okay, Cerydra ultimate. Please. No, 20k only. Basic attack, please do something. I'm begging you, please do something. And we failed the run, we're on 1%. But I have to take it because I don't have any more time. Alright, well then, it seems that 1% strikes again, unfortunately. Not the first time, and this also isn't the first time where I've had to upload a run where enemy survived on 1% HP, but I didn't get the 20 cycles because I was in a hurry. I don't know why this keeps happening to me. If I had a pound for every time it happened to me, I wouldn't be rich. But it's funny that it's happened more than once. Actually, it's pretty annoying that it's happened more than once. Well, anyway, real quick, when it comes to our character builds, over 7k HP on our Castorice. Base speed 70 crit rate, 174 crit damage, so we do get to 100 crit and over 300 crit damage on our Neverwing. Brand new Gotcha Remembrance Lightcone, actually well not brand new anymore to be fair. Traces basically maxed out, Relics Poet Set, double crit, crit damage with crit rate, and then HP boots with double crit rate, and then once again double crit on the rope, and then E0 when it comes to our Cyrene, over 6k max HP, over 180 speed, so we're hitting our important thresholds there, also over 50% crit rate, so you do guarantee 100% crit rate, and then 104% crit damage, so that we can get around over 200 when we have all of our buffs up. Himiko Lightcone because it's the highest base HP Lightcone we have. Sadly, no Bailu Lightcone on this account or anything with 1270 or higher HP. And then Von Max so that we can go Thrice as well. And then once again E0 for our Evernight, 7.4k max HP, base speed, 60% crit rate, which plus 35 from her passive will become over 100% crit rate, and then 191 crit damage, which I believe goes over 400 when we have all of our buffs up. Once again, Himiko Lightcone, because once again, highest base HP Lightcone. Traces fully maxed out, and then we are on her signature set, double crit damage with crit rate, and then HP boots double crit, and then double crit and crit damage, because otherwise we'd be overcapped. And then once again E0 for Hyacine, we do hit over 5k HP, we also hit over 200 speed, and we nearly hit 100 crit damage as well. And then also S5 on the Hudderstor Lightcone, Traces maxed out, where we got a set to buff all of our units crit damage just a little bit, and then also on the Giant Tree Penriment set. When it comes to our Don Heng, he is on the Yanqing Lightcone because it's the highest base attack Lightcone that I have. Over 140 speed as well. Traces, once again, maxed out all the important stuff. And then when it comes to our set, we are on the Shielder set, which gives us a bit extra crit damage as well, which is always nice. Penacony, which will give our Don Heng a bit extra crit damage, and then also some extra ERR for our Don Heng as well. E0. When it comes to our Phainon himself, over 2k attack, 119 speed, which becomes 139 with Cerydra buff, 85.2% crit rate, which is actually now that I realize it, this isn't my normal Phainon build. If I had my normal Phainon build on him, he would have about 5%, if not 10% more crit damage. This is the Cyrene Cerydra Phainon build, so actually we would have gotten that 6 cycle clear, but unfortunately, yeah, it's a bit rough out here. Traces maxed out, like I said. If we went over, if I swap this piece out for, I believe it's this piece. Yeah, if I swap this out for this piece, that 1% would not have happened. So yeah, that's annoying, but there's nothing we could have done about that. So yeah, that's just the rest of the build there. E0. I honestly don't even want to talk about it. I'm getting more and more annoyed as I think about it. Cerydra over 3k attack, 140 speed, ERR 124 on the event Lightcone. Relics 4p Sakidos, just so that we can get that extra crit rate as well, or crit damage rather, and then Nushako so that our Phainon has the extra attack as well, E0, and then finally our Don Heng Preservation is on 3.2. Oh, actually wait, I already showed Don Heng, never mind, that's all. Actually no wait, I still need to show Sunday. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry here, like I said. Where is our Sunday? There we go. 134 speed, 235 crit damage as well, 134 ERI. He is on the S1 of the Bronya Lightcone. Traces, basically maxed out. Relics, once again, Sacridos, just getting as much speed and crit as we can, and then a Penacony for the extra ERR. Also, if we had a one Lushaka, that 1% also wouldn't have happened. So yeah, there's quite a few ways we could have mitigated that 1%, but oh well, what can we do? As well as just some general better play, and then I guess a little bit of luck as well, but oh well, what can we do? But yeah, with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Let me know how this memory of chaos went for you, and yeah, see ya.